Is the Peter McKinnon variable ND filter really much better than the Hoya that costs not even half of the price? Let's talk about it. So very simple, very quick. What's a ND filter? Basically, in every single video on YouTube that you watch, they're gonna say it's a sunglasses for your lens. This way you're gonna control the amount of light that you're gonna allow to go in, and you're gonna be able to expose your frame properly. It's good if you want to shoot things outside in the daylight when it's very sunny, long exposures, and let's say you want to change spaces when you're recording without using auto ISO. There is two types of variable ND filter. No, variable. There is two types of ND filter. One is just gonna stay like this, you're not gonna be able to adjust. This one is 10 stops, very dark. And this one is a variable ND filter because you are able to adjust the amount of stops. This one is a 2 to 5. They have different sizes, and in my case here, 85mm, I will use a 77mm. This way you just screw in. You don't need any adapters, but in case you don't want to buy a lot of ND filters, you just gotta have a step-up ring, just like this one. Each individual line is for a different size of lens. This way, you know, this way you don't need to buy different ND filters for different lenses. I just adjust my 77 here, and I'm able to use for my 50mm, 18, as many lenses I want. Highly recommend to get one of those. Link in the description down below. Let's compare the filters. First, PolarPro Peter McKinnon edition. Very strong, super nice. And the case works as a protection as well. On the front you can see the signature, PolarPro signature edition 2. So let's say screw this, that's the filter. So it's gonna be like this, very nice, solid. But then if I remove, there we go, there is the ND filter, very clean, super nice, beautiful, golden and black. And you see the amount of stops that you achieve here, very clean, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and the grip feels very solid as well. And you can hear the click, so you know what stop are you using. If I want to use the cover here, I put in the front, put on my bag, easy. And that part that was covering, you just screw here again, so everything is together, very practical. Let's say I don't want any more, you unscrew this, remove that front part again, unscrew the filter, grab that front part, and everything's solid together. You just put on your bag and you're ready to go. So this is the Peter McKinnon ND filter. ND filter number 2, Hoya. Variable ND filter as well. Boom, very simple. There is not much stuff here you're gonna be able to see, but you do not have a limit. You just can keep spinning, dark and bright. That's why some people say they get the weird vignetting, but in my case with this filter, I don't really have that problem. Everything goes dark together and everything goes bright together. Very nice. I've been using this for probably the past 2 years, and all my material, all my client work, everything that I have is with this filter. Very good. 77mm, has a nice grip here as well. I got a couple times that I hit this ND filter, but it gets the job done. That's how I like it. Same thing, put here, adjust the intensity that I want, take the photo. There is no cover, nothing. But one thing that I found handy, I'm gonna put on the screen for you guys. It's very nice, very cheap, and that was the solution that I found to use with my ND filters. Link's gonna be down below as well. So now let's do some tests and compare both of these ND filters. I apologize if the audio is not very good because I forgot the dead cat, but hope that you learned something. Right now I am not using any ND filter. As you can see, it's very bright. There we go. Now that we have the ND filter, it's a little bit better. And now when I move this, it gets darker and darker, and that's how you can control the amount of light that you're gonna get in your camera, and you're gonna be able to expose everything very nice and very beautiful. A little bit darker, but if I open a little bit more, perfect, especially if you're doing different scenes inside and outside, the light changing. If I face the sun, very bright, of course, but then bring the ND, and now we have a very nice image. We're gonna do some tests in 4K now. ND filter, bring a little bit, boom. This is ideal for me. And now dark. It's pretty good facing the sun. Open and close. Okay, as you can see, when I twist the ND filter from the Hoya, all the image go dark, but it comes from the side first and then the center, but it's nothing that bothers me. I know that I cannot see the limit, but everything is very like even. Now let's swap to the Peter McKinnon. I was using the Peter McKinnon variable ND filter with the step up ring, and you can see that we have a little vignetting there. That was because the filter was further away from the lens. If you use the filter very close to the lens, especially like the 85 that I said, it's 77 millimeters, it's gonna be perfect. Okay, so keep that in mind. You don't need to touch it. Now it's very bright because the ND filter is not there anymore. I'm gonna put this on my 85 mil. One thing that you can do to compensate this brightness, bringing the ISO all the way down, which is 100, f1.8. If we twist all the way to f what? f4?
Right now I'm at 5.6.
f5.6, and now 2 stops, as you can see here. Very nice. If I do 3 stops, a little bit darker, 4 and 5. They say, oh, doesn't give that weird vignetting, this filter. It's because you're not able to twist forever. When it's 5, you just are allowed to go back. And when you hit number 2, you're not allowed to pass that number as well. That's why. I thought that would be something like you keep twisting and it's never gonna get the vignetting, but that's what they mean. And this is a nice thing because looking back now to the footage, I see that they don't let you guess or to pass that limit of stops. If you're gonna use 2, that's 2 what you're getting. You're not gonna be over that number. So it's very precise and there is no way to cheat. Even with the ND filter in 2 stops here, it's still very bright, as we can see. I'm gonna crank it up a little bit to 3, 4, 5. There we go. Now it's nice. Very well exposed image. The color is very nice too. And now, last but not least, the prices. The Peter McKinnon comes in $250 US. Yes, 250 bucks. I mean, it's kind of like the Apple product from PolarPro and Peter McKinnon. Hoya, 85 bucks. Different sizes, different prices. So keep that in mind. Let me know in the comment down below which ND filter is your favorite. Thank you very much for your support. Leave your like and I'll see you in the next video.